Imagine we could make decisions and take actions without all the fear. I'm not saying we could be completely free of fear, but I'm asking you to imagine what decision making would look like without fear. Without fear of doing something wrong and getting judged. You would simply make decisions based on the best info you have and on your gut. You would choose from the heart rather than getting caught up in overthinking. You might take mistakes, but you will learn from them and make adjustments. It's so much simpler this way. Simply choose from the heart, trust, take move, and clean up any messes that get made if things don't work out as you would hope. Fear does come up, of course, and you simply deal with the fear, with breath and love. It doesn't have to be a blocker. Sometimes a decision is a big one, and the consequences could be pretty costly. In those cases, you might give it more thought, sit with the uncertainty for a bit, do some research, ask the opinions of others, and then breathe and choose from the heart. And be nimble in dealing with the outcome. This is where the trust comes in. You'll learn to trust that you can deal with anything that arises. Our ability to manifest in this field was limited to linear manifestation. We had to force a lot of energy through handwork and getting ahead in order to get a small amount of energy back. This is the male-dominated paradigm where there is no flow and certainly no room for miracles. Everything had to make sense and had to be fought for. This fried and burned out our nervous systems as we were in a constant state of fighting for what we wanted, or running away from what we wanted out of unworthiness or wounding. As we go through intense nervous system healing this year, especially with Uranus, the god of lightning stationed direct today in Taurus, many may be feeling this effect of the fight or flight nervous system dissolving. Many have reported feeling frightened, nervous, or issues with their nervous system, as this is part of the process of healing into our quantum nervous system. Before you can create a new story, it's important to get present to your old story, that you need to clear out your life and have no chaos before you can have focus. This story flies under the radar, unnoticed, but it can feel very true and control our actions. You just operate as if it's the truth. The way you might notice this is first to reflect on how things are going. Are you writing that book or launching that business you wanted to create? If not, what's been getting in the way of that? It's easy to blame external circumstances, but you might notice what story you have to make those external circumstances a blocker. Next, you might commit yourself to finding focus every day to create. Block off some time. Then, see what shows up. Are you able to actually focus? Or do you tell yourself something that allows you to put it off? You might also notice what this story protects you from. For me, it protects me from having to create something I feel shaky about and fall flat on my face. Choose from the heart versus overthinking. When we get caught up in thinking, it's because we think we can solve the uncertainty by thinking it through. While thinking can be helpful, it will rarely cut through in decisions when fear takes over. A different approach is simply to choose from the heart. Ask yourself what your heart wants these situations. For example, do I want to write a blog post or go work out? There is no right answer. I can think for a long time and not come up with the answer. Choosing from the heart is trusting that it's okay to actually want what you want. I've seen people spend so many brain cycles thinking things through and then deciding, only to worry that their decision isn't the right one. They make a decision and then think about it some more. What if we could free ourselves from so much thinking, worry, and rethinking by just trusting ourselves? All of this stems from having an idea of how things should be that's different than how they are. To be clear, there is nothing wrong with this idea, but it is just an idea. Imagine that you are frustrated with or feeling bad about yourself, someone else, or a situation you are facing. How to the extent that it's causing difficulties, we can see how it would be helpful to let it go. Imagine that this frustration or feeling bad stems from an idea that things should be different than they are. Now imagine letting go of that idea. You are just left with the experiences of this moment, just as it is. Notice how freeing that can be. It's not about letting someone off the hook or letting go of accountability or commitment to change. It's about freeing ourselves from the attachment to an idea that's causing some kind of suffering. We are freeing ourselves by letting go of the idea we are holding on to. The key realization is that the idea is just an idea. It's not that it's wrong or bad, but it's a mental conception rather than reality. We can use mental conceptions when they are helpful, but let go of them if they are not. The most common Pisces imbalances begin when physical or spiritual resources expand, seep, or leak beyond the sea container of the body. Over time, this breaks down the integrity of the body, and we can feel overstretched, weakened, and vulnerable. A primary part of healing is preparing self-trust and clearing the line of communication with the body. It will often get swept away by an extreme approach, waking up a few months later totally drained, or take a directionless approach that's too diluted or to deliver the benefits it's seeking. Seeing, validating, or living within your own energetic flow are immensely important for every sign. When the body's natural flow is rejected, this is when Pisces may find itself self-sabotaging its health efforts or engaging the escapades behavior. I wouldn't recommend starting with super tough decisions, like whether to leave your current job or not. Practice with the easy daily stuff to start with, until you develop more and more trust in yourself. So think like, what should I work on next? How should I reply to this person's email? With each of these decisions, notice if you get caught up in overthinking and see if you can practice choosing from the heart. Notice if you begin to doubt your choice and see if you can practice trusting your choice. Notice if you are worried about whether you made the right decision and see if you can practice looking at it as a learning process instead. Ask yourself if you can make this decision more effortless and see where you can discover through this kind of practice.